Good afternoon. First off, I'd like to introduce myself. I am Marshall McCormick, and I'm here today to inform you all about how an athlete at any level can affect their brand. First, I'm going to explain to you what your brand is and how it will be a major part of your life forever. An athlete's brand, or anyone's brand for that matter, is a person's self-image. So basically, it is how other people see you. For example, when I say the name Tom Brady, what do you think of? The greatest quarterback of all time? A cheater? New England Patriots? A model wife? What about Colin Kaepernick? Kneeling for the national anthem? Or LeBron James, the greatest basketball player of all time? All of these things that come to mind when I say the athlete's name are associated with their brand. This doesn't just apply to athletes, it applies to everyone in the world. From the president to your friends, you know what everyone's brand is. Your brand is a very important thing for everyone, but for an athlete, it is amplified even more. Over the past month, I have examined deeply the effects of different events on an athlete's brand. I now feel it's my duty to share my findings with the future stars of the sports world so that they can both succeed and thrive in their future endeavors. So now that everyone knows what their brand is, I want to tell you what I have determined to affect your brand in the worst way as an athlete. And this is the use of performance enhancing drugs, or PEDs. So basically, cheating in your sport. The first case of this can be seen with Lance Armstrong. He was on top of the sports world after he beat cancer and won the Tour de France. He used this spike in celebrity status to create a brand within a section of Nike called Live Strong. After the news broke of Lance Armstrong and his PED allegations, his brand of Live Strong dropped 18% in sales. I'm sure that most of you now completely forgot about this brand because it has just completely dropped off the market. This is also true for many baseball players who have been caught using PEDs, such as Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire. Pete Rose is also a former baseball player who leads the MLB in all-time hits. He was caught fixing games, and he has forever damaged his brand. He is no longer even eligible to get into the Baseball Hall of Fame, even after he holds a world record. Society cannot forgive players for cheating in their profession, and if you do so as an athlete, your image will forever be tarnished. The case of sexual misconduct, however, is very tricky and honestly somewhat upsetting. I hate to say it and do not encourage it at all, but sexual misconduct is often overlooked in the world of sports. For example, Tiger Woods slept with hundreds of women while he was married to his wife, and now it is like the biggest story in sports for this man to make his comeback into the world of golf. Millions of people were rooting for him in the biggest golf tournament in the world, the Masters. And he did all of these horrible things, and we can just overlook them because he's Tiger Woods and he's making his comeback. It's sad, but in the world of sports, people are interested in this story of a comeback for when people mistreat their wives and cheat on their wives. But if you cheat with performance enhancing drugs, you're done forever. I don't find that very cool, but that's how it is. Another example is Ben Roethlisberger. He got indicted on rape charges and is still the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. People are rooting for his success constantly. This is all tied back into the theory of hero tolerance. Hero tolerance is that if you're doing good, then it doesn't really matter what's going on in the world around you. What you're doing, as long as you're doing good, people are going to continue to root for you. So as much as I hate to say it, sexual misconduct doesn't affect your brand as an athlete as much as you think it should, or even would. The last issue that I'm going to discuss is the issue of participating in social protest. For example, the gun rights, or most notably, the players kneeling for the national anthem. So Colin Kaepernick is the player that started the kneeling for the national anthem in protest of social injustices. Well, Colin Kaepernick is still without a job 2 years later. He has not gotten any offers to play quarterback in the NFL. In my opinion, his failures are due to his lack of respect along the way. So if you, as an athlete, want to participate in social protest, you have to do it with respect. A perfect example of this is LeBron James. He often advocates for social change, but he does it in a respectful manner. So LeBron James is still viewed as the greatest, whereas Colin Kaepernick is without a job even. Most people hate him, just due to the fact that he didn't do it respectfully. So my piece of advice to all athletes, or really anyone in the world, is you have to treat people with respect. That's how you get loved. That's how you stay loved. The moment that you start disrespecting people is the moment people start looking for your failures. So all in all, just be respectful.